If there's one thing in Texas we all know, it's that Friday nights are made for high school football. So we welcome you to our first edition of high school football here on Houston Sports Live for this matchup between the Sacred Heart Indians and the Rosehill Christian Eagles. Alongside me is Collin Neill doing the analysis and the camera work here tonight. My name is Jordan Smith.
I'm the Swiss Army knife tonight, Jordan.
Absolutely, it's what you got to do. But we're so happy to be here out in Hallettsville, Texas for this matchup, a home game for Sacred Heart, a team that is trying to get the advantage as we get to the last part of the regular season here. Both teams 1-1 in district with only a few games left to go in district action. So should be a fun matchup here tonight between the two sides. Sacred Heart starts with a shotgun formation, running out to the right side is the quarterback as he levels his own offensive lineman to get across the 45-yard line. And that will be short of a first down. It'll be a 2nd and 2 coming up here.
This is what Sacred Heart likes to do here, Jordan. They like to run the wing T. This Rosehill Christian defense is going to have to be disciplined tonight. They cannot let their eyes deceive themselves. They got to really know where the ball is, who's their assignment, what's their gap to go to. It's going to be a tough night for them, but they can get the job done.
Shotgun formation, hands it off to the running back, who will charge forward and get enough for a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
Looks like they're going more shotgun formation this go around. Last time out for the Sacred Heart Indians against St. Paul. I saw a little bit of film of their earlier games. They do the wing T. I mean, the thing is, though, is still you got to figure out what they want to exactly do. What are they trying to establish here early on, Jordan? They want to establish the run game first, and they're not going to throw the football too much tonight. But let's see again, what can this Sacred Heart defense do?
They're 1st and 10 on the Indians' 49-yard line.
Here's that wing T.
Hand off to the left side. Seemed like the defense was ready for it, but a 3-yard gain on the play for the Indians will make it 2nd down and 7.
That was Devin Gay on the tackle to stop. He was the first one there. He's going to be huge tonight here, Jordan. The team's tackle leader. He's that guy that they're going to have to rely on tonight. And he's going to be that leader that they're going to have to rely on. He has to tell them, like, hey, this is your gap, this is your gap, this is your guy. You're supposed to be looking out for him. They're going to play 5-man front all night here, Jordan. So you're going to see like 8-9 in the box.
There it is again, now with 3 in the backfield. Hands off to his right side. And will charge forward to the 46-yard line. Will be out to the Rosehill Christian 46-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Again, that same triple bunch in the backfield. So the offensive line absolutely stacked. 7 wide. Delayed handoff will get to the back, but an Eagle defense right there to fly in and get the tackle for loss. Loses 4 on the play. It'll be 4th down and 9 at midfield.
That was Bo Smith just jumping off the line really nicely, able to get there and wrap the running back up of the Indians. Just a tremendous job. They're going to go for it here, though, Jordan. So they're at midfield. They're playing field position tonight. Let's see what they do. They're going to go ahead, though. Rosehill Christian are going to send a guy back to receive this punt just in case it's a pooch kick.
You never know when it could be or could not be a pooch kick.
It is.
There it is. It's something usual in taps as that will go end over end and get a lucky Sacred Heart bounce, but then last second will fly into the end zone for a touchback.
Bobby Wilson Jr., the senior, just letting that go. I mean, if your back is towards the 10 and you're going deeper, just let it go. It's okay. If it's not a punt that you can catch, just let it go. The worst thing you can do is give them a whole bunch of free yards on a botched punt return. So let's see what Rosehill Christian can do here on offense. They're gonna operate mainly out of the shotgun.
Shotgun, 1st down. Handoff to the left side of the offensive line Started at the 20, gets to the 22 is the back. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up.
I was talking to Coach Adams before the game. They run a similar offense, kind of like a Navy offense. They will display the shotgun, but they're going to run the football too majority of the time. But if Matthew Payton can find the running game on his offense and pass it, it'll be a long night for the Indians.
Another run this time. Again to the left side, gets another gain of a few. Again, ground and pound game across the 25 to the 26.
Brings him down. Brings up a 3rd
I almost forgot I was camera operating tonight. Apologies, folks. It's going to be a little shaky, but we're having a good time here. Glad to have you with us wherever you may be tuning in on Houston Sports Live.
Fakes a handoff to the right on 3rd and 4. And instead of trying to make something out of nothing, we'll have a official sack, loss of 2 yards. And it'll be 4th down and 6 coming up for Sacred Heart. Or, excuse me, for Rosehill Christian.
That's not how you want to start out. Quick 3 and out. You wanted to try to drive something down the field. It's okay, though. Still got a long night of football with 7:14 to go in the first quarter.
Punting for the Eagles, number 40, Jesse Morias.
Morias will be the one to send it away for Rosehill Christian. End over end punt.
Punt takes a favorable bounce for the Indians back around midfield.
Sacred Heart will start their drive. Very favorable field position here.
It's about
literally midfield.
Yeah, it's about where their last drive ended off, so it's basically like nothing happened over the last few minutes. But you know what? If Rosehill can continue showing that defense like they did in that first drive, keep them in check, get their offense back on the field, it's going to be a lot about rhythm. It was a long drive here, Jordan, about 2.5 hours.
Right. Yeah, coming right after work and racing on down here to basically halfway to San Antonio, if you will.
These kids ain't working.
I am. First down, Sacred Heart, run to the left. Gets past the 45 into Rosehill Christian territory and down to the 22.
This is going to be coming back, though. It's going to be holding on Ty Noska, the senior for the Indians. Because their quarterback was running. It's going to be holding. Yep, and it's coming back.
From the spot of the foul.
So lucky favor for
back to the 48.
The Eagles, as that'll back them up.
Brings up the old first
Sacred Heart will now have first down and 12 at their own 48-yard line. Trent Sevcik in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to the back. Clayton Haas, the senior running back, on the carry. Gets a few back into Eagle territory at the 48. A gain of 4.
I wonder if the Indians are just thinking like death by 1,000 cuts here. Just, you don't need any explosive plays in this kind of offense. You just need to keep going. Just gain a few yards, gain momentum. Just tire this defense out. Rosehill's got to stand strong here, though.
Shotgun formation with 2 receivers to the near side. Fakes the handoff, turns around, does Sevcik, goes down the field, makes the catch. Receiver on the play is Colby Haas, the sophomore tight end. It'll be well into Eagle territory, the farthest they've had on the drive thus far. And it'll get them to the 35-yard line. New set of downs.
Almost underthrown there. It was almost intercepted by an Eagle. But now they're in business, the Indians are.
So now shotgun with stacked receivers on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Run to the right side. Will be a gain of 5 on the quarterback keeper. Sevcik, the quarterback, gets it to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Running right through that B gap. Kind of like that A gap, too. It's kind of in that between area. The Eagles really need to establish those gaps and be strong. I'm looking at that defensive line all night, Jordan. That's why I'm keeping an eye on.
Try it again here.
I'm watching Arlen Henke right to our near side here.
Over the top. And an easy touchdown to Colby Haas.
Indians caught the Eagles in cover 0, and Haas just ran past his mark, and it was no doubt, as long as the pass was on point, it didn't have to be too perfect, it was on point. It's an easy 6 right there.
Now in for the extra point. It'll actually be a 2-point conversion because that's what you do in taps. You go for it on 4th and you do 2 points every time.
Hey, I don't care, Jordan. It's Texas high school football. I don't care what division it is. I love it. Let's see what they do here, though.
Shotgun snap. Hands it off. The Eagle defense right there to stop it. No points on the attempt. And it'll keep it a 6-0 scoreline as we head to a quick break. Back to Hallettsville after this here on Houston Sports Live.
Back deep for the Eagles. Number 2, Benjamin Moore. 12, Trent LeBeau.
Back here on Houston Sports Live. As we get ready for kickoff. Rosehill Christian looking to get possession once again, try to capitalize. Return starts at the 22. Across the 30 down to the 35, and now they say the 36-yard line. On the return there for Rosehill Christian by Leo Bahrain, the senior.
Hey,
good return.
He did exactly what you needed to do. He's not really the first person that they probably want to, have them return Rosehill Christian in this case. But you know what? He did the right thing. He caught it cleanly. He tucked it in, protected the football, and just put your head down and run forward, young man, to get those yards.
Shotgun snap here on first down. It'll be a quarterback keeper. So he runs to the right side, charging forward past the 40 and down to the 43.
One of the keys tonight that I was going to mention in our pregame until certain circumstances happened. And I was going to say, though, Jordan, if the stats were to believe, the Rosehill Christian Eagles have fumbled the football 10 times this year. And they really need to take care of the football, not just today, but for the rest of the season. They cannot be giving the football away freely to the other team. And that's going to be most likely a false start.
Against Rosehill, going to back them up 5, make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, you can't let the defensive line shift. When they shift like that, you can't let that catch you off guard. You got to stay disciplined. You got to stay anchored down. They're going to probably do that a lot tonight to see if they can get some pushing back.
There is a running clock. There was, at least. So they stopped it at 3:29. Now they restart it at the snap. Nope, now they re-go. Interesting that they ran basically an extra 20 seconds off the clock there.
Yeah, they got to keep an eye on that.
Up the gut, not much doing, but does get to the 40-yard line. So now it'll make it 3rd down and what looks to be about 6.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to get to the 46-yard line. I'm trying to draw up something here. If I'm Coach Adams, just telling him, like, hey, we need something here. We got to respond.
Two receivers to the far side. A quarterback keeper once again, Matthew Payton, charging across the 40, but met by the Indian defense. Forward progress will be called at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's only going to be a couple of yards of gain. I wonder if they go for it. They just keep playing field position. They are going to be sending the punting unit out.
Do have a guy back there, the starting quarterback and also defensive back and punt returner, and Trent Sevcik.
Hey, you always would like a guy. They're going to send two out there, actually.
Also out there, Ty Noska. As they do go with the punt, high end over end punt. Beautiful punt on that one, as this will start right about the 16-yard line. Sevcik wanted to go to his left, now changes to his right, as he will get absolutely shoved out of bounds.
I got to tell you what, though, Jordan, what a beautiful punt by Jesse Marias. That was a beautiful spiral. It's exactly what you needed to do. Start them in, not the best field. It's not the best field position, but it's still, pretty good either way, 25-yard line. But that's exactly what you need to do if you're Marias. Send them back, and let's see if the defense learned their lesson the last time. They're going to keep on going with that five-man front, though. Keep, like I said, about 9 in the box. They have to be ready, though, for anything that the Indians can throw at them.
Shotgun snap, delayed handoff to the back, running to his right. Arlen Henke, I should say, the sophomore back. Right there.
You'll also see Henke outside as a receiver at some points during the night.
Gain 5, second and 5.
1:21 left in the first quarter. The Indians are in no rush.
Now under center with 2 in the backfield. Lone receiver to the near side. On 2nd down and 5. Another handoff here. A little sweep action as that'll be grabbed by Dylan Godrich, a junior.
That's actually quite a good play. Sesevic just first handed off to his back, and then Goodrich receives it back. Couldn't tell who that was that put it in his hands, but good job by the Eagles to at least read that and see it coming. They probably watched that on film all day long, and they're like, hey, look out for this certain tell that they might run. Good 3rd down and medium. This would be a good spot for the Eagles defense to get off the field.
Five on the line for the Eagle defense. Fake pitch. Quarterback going to the near sideline. Catch is made by the target. Out to the 41-yard line. A little extracurricular after, a little extra pushing and shoving.
It's just all about
Godrich once again.
Yeah, a good catch, a good throw. Hudson Burke was not able to undercut it. It was perfectly placed. That's exactly where you need it to be. Right towards the sideline. Give your receiver a chance to make the catch. Got to reset, though, right here. You can't let them keep on getting these first downs. It's a cliche, but if you got a disruptive play has to come at some point here, Jordan. 6-0, 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Like I said, the Indians are in no rush. They're in the lead. They don't mind taking all this time off the clock. Play clock down to 2, though.
Handoff. Sweeps to the left. The run by Henke will be stopped right at around the 47, but that will do it for the first quarter of play. We switch sides of the field. Sacred Heart leads 6-0. We come back on Houston Sports Live. run first down and then some as he slips through every defender, but is finally brought down past the 40 and out to the Eagle 38-yard line. Collin Neill alongside me, Jordan Smith here on the call of the action. Start the second quarter of play.
Yeah, Clayton Haas just running through the Eagles right now. They really have to wrap up and get those legs. Can't catch them up high. It's okay though. They're still a long way from the end zone. Just got to stay disciplined.
0 and 5 graduates will honor you.
Shotgun defense right there, though, to make the stop. Perfectly read play by the Eagle defense. Bo Smith, the junior, with the rush and stop on the huge tackle for loss on first down.
Yeah, he's having a good night so far on that left end side. If I'm the Indians, I'm probably not running that way as often as I probably would want to, but no gain on the play, or rather 5-yard loss. Let's see. Again, that's that disruptive play I was looking for right there that the Eagles would do to stop any momentum.
Trying to look for something on the left side and sprinting his way. Somehow stays in bounds, first down and more. Using that cheetah speed to get just outside the red zone of the 21.
This Sesvic kid is got some hidden speed on him a little bit, Jordan.
Appears so, as he sped his way right outside the red zone.
But you know what happened? They faked the run to the right, and then Sesvic didn't really have to run. He had some receivers open, but he realized that he could use those as blockers downfield and gain that abundance of yards, get the first down, and they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
And off again, this time to the right side. Gets a few yards into the red zone, down to the 19.
That was almost a blown-up play, though. Need to be careful there from the Indians, but if I'm the Eagles, I'm seeing that. It's like, okay, maybe something could happen here. A play could go wrong, and we need to take advantage. Timeout's called here, and I like it. Just stop the clock, give the defense some rest.
9:34 left to go in the first half of play. Sacred Heart leads 6-0. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Back to Hallettsville after this on Houston Sports Live.
Ladies going out first year. Ladies are invited as well.
6-0 the score. Sacred Heart threatening to extend that lead, though. Quick bubble screen to the outside. Catch is made by Colby Haas. Charges way forward for a couple more as it gets down to the 16. Gain of 3. And a third down and what looks to be about 4 left to go.
Leo Barain on the tackle. He broke right through the Indian that was supposed to block him. He dived underneath the arms, able to swim right through it, and able to get him, just not able to get him down immediately. But a good opportunity here for the Eagles to force some interesting decisions here for the Indians. At 6-0, a field goal here can make it a 2-possession game.
Shotgun snap, hands it off to the back, up the gut, and the defense right there to stop it. A big third down stop as it only gets one to the 15-yard line and leaves them short, 4th and short in the red zone.
I don't see the kicking unit going out there. They could most likely be going forward here. I mean, again, I know this is taps, but it's not a bad range to kick one here to make it a 2-score game, but looks like they're going to go for it. But on that last play, though, that's what happens when everyone sticks to their assignments, is disciplined. They close up those gaps quickly. They're going to run through the A gap all night long if they're just going to leave that open.
Shotgun snap, quarterback key for txhsfb. Slips a couple of Eagles defenders, won't go down as he drags them with him. And a flag on the play. We have a few different signals. Looked like one said touchdown.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the far side judge said timeout, but it's going to be a holding against the Indians, and that is not good.
Against the Indians.
Now, usually when the flag is thrown from the line judge on that far side, sometimes it signals offsides, neutral showing infraction, but that flag was as txhsfb, the quarterback, running it. As soon as he broke on that boundary on the outside, that's when the flag came down. So sometimes that can usually mean that a blocker got the horse collar or just hold on to the jersey way too long and not let him go. But, man, that is a massive call right here. The Eagles' defense, though, they can't get complacent. It's 4th and long, but they need to do what they're told to do. Stick to your assignment. They're going to go 3 wide receivers out. They could be throwing the football here.
Shotgun snap, txhsfb looking to his right, will float one to the end zone. Falls short, and it's picked off. Just before he went out of play, he's able to secure the catch. The junior, Gage Joki, with the grab and a huge turnover in this second quarter of play.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, get turnovers. I mean, that's very cliche, but
there is a point to it.
There is. There is a point. Get your team all fired up. Turnovers just get your team fired up. They like it when, especially for the offense. It's like, okay, we really have to do something here, guys.
First down, up the gut, run of a few.
On the carry, number 11, Caleb Davila.
Davila gets a few yards up to the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. Bring up 2nd down and 5 for Rosehill Christian, who's still looking for their first score of the ball game. But like you said, trying to take that momentum they just grabbed and see if they can do something with it. Another handoff up the gut, gets a few more yards past the first down and then some for Rosehill Christian. First down on a charge of 6.
Yeah, Tyler Booth getting the handoff on that one, running straight up the middle. And there was not an Indian there until he pretty much already had the first down. Then that's the same thing about these Rosehill Christian running backs and whoever's running the football. Once they get downhill, and it's really going to be hard bringing them down. It's really on both sides, really. They have some good downhill runners.
Another snap. Tried to do something with it, but was met immediately by the Indian defense. Mo brought down in the backfield. Or LeBeau, I should say, down in the backfield.
It's not what you want as a negative play, especially on the drive after your defense turned it over.
Tried for something downfield, just could not find it. Intended target on the play, Landon Henderson, the junior.
Yeah, that's their X. That's who they're going to go to. And, man, just had it. Like Henderson beat his man. Peyton's just a little bit less of some sauce on that throw. He would have had him, and it probably would have been for 6. I wouldn't be surprised if they try something like that again, though. Because, hey, if Henderson can beat his man like that, I would keep going to him. Give him an opportunity.
Try it again here. Ball's loose.
Is that picked off?
They'll call it incomplete.
Yep, they're calling it incomplete. Almost picked off right there. So, well, that's going to be 4th down. If you're the Eagles, you're breathing a sigh of relief because that was almost intercepted by one of the defensive linemen for the Indians. I believe it was Timber Janik that almost picked that off.
Substitutions coming in. A 4th down inside their own 20. More than likely, as they line up for the punt, we'll send it away.
If I'm Rivas, I'm kicking it really nicely here, just like last time, and he does it again. Not a spiral.
End over end. That one goes off the hands of the Indians, and it's recovered by Rosehill Christian. Momentum swings in your favor, and now you're the farthest down the field you've been all night. On the recovery, Daniel Gold. And now the Eagles with a chance to turn something out of nothing.
Yeah, the punt wasn't a spiral. It was kind of just like a flickering movement, just a bit. Kind of like a knuckleball in the air. And like knuckleballs, they're really hard to catch. And the Indians just make a grave mistake. You cannot do that. Let's see if the Eagles can capitalize here, though. It doesn't mean anything if you can't capitalize.
And in motion, hands it off. Up the gut with the back, charges forward through a very nice hole made by the offensive line. It gets a decent gain of 5 on the play, if not 6.
Yeah, it's kind of a fullback dive, kind of like a running back dive in a way. Just they're gonna run through that A gap that easily. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep on going to that. Although I would still keep an eye out on Henderson, who's lined up on the near side to the left.
Option play, quarterback will keep it as he'll charge forward inside the red zone. 1st down and more to the 18-yard line. Rosehill Christian making a drive out of it here in the 2nd quarter.
Peyton kind of did a little bit of a fake right there, getting the Indians to go to his left and getting them flat-footed, causing them to give up that amount of yardage for a 1st down. Keep it going.
Go again, fake handoff to the first guy, hands out to the second guy. One man to beat, and he skates his way into the end zone. Caleb Davila with the skip and score. And Rosehill Christian is now going to attempt to take their first lead of the contest.
Yeah, Davila with a great run, able to break tackles. He broke like 2 or 3. Almost got tripped up there at the end, but fights his way. Once you see that end zone as a running back, that's all you want, and nothing can really stop a running back. I mean, Davila is a really impressive runner. Got to watch some film. Keep going to him.
Go for it here, hands it off. Tries to stretch forward, but it's too short.
Man, that play worked until the very end. But you know what? You did exactly what you needed to do if you're the Eagles. You capitalize on the muff punt. You got in for 6. You didn't take the lead, but guess what? You got your first points of the night. Keep it going. That's all it is about here tonight, Jordan, is keep it going.
Tied here at 6 in the 2nd. 5:10 left to go in the first half of play. Back to Hallettsville in this district action after this on Houston Sports Live. Back here on Houston Sports Live as the kickoff. A little bit of a squibber there. Right up the gut. Starts at about the 19-yard line. Finds a seam and gets right about or close to midfield, right at the 45-yard line. Sacred Heart taking it personally as they find themselves in some of the best field position they've had to start a drive.
Tickets are available as you enter the stadium. Check that out. Ben Tamales have a lot more options to pick from, so check that out. Once again, 65 steak tickets for tomorrow night.
I'll be very curious to see how the Indians respond.
For $14.
But if the Eagles can, again, just like on that last drive, at the end of it, they stuck to their assignments. It's gonna be, if they stay that disciplined, they're gonna get the Indians' offense off the field quite often.
1st and 10, the 45-yard line. A pitch to the back. He's stopped for no gain. On the carry is Haas, Clayton Haas, that is, the senior back.
And Bahrain on the stop. He's been all over the place tonight here, Jordan. He's been making some plays.
Waiting for the call from the sideline. Now we finally get it. Is Nasca will be one of the backs in the backfield along with Haas. Under center, which you don't see a ton of anymore. Big run to the right side, tiptoes his way inbounds, but they say he stepped down on the chalk on the Eagle 40-yard line.
Steps out of bounds at the Eagle 40. It's going to be a second Indian first
And if
down.
you're an Indian fan, you wanted that to not be out of bounds because he looked like he was getting ready to clear house.
Oh no, he had a wide open. He had a lane, Jordan, and he got the speed going. I don't think any Eagles were stopping him. Maybe so, maybe not, but either way, if you're the Eagles, on one hand, you are thankful he stepped on that chalk.
Breaks away again to the right side. We'll have enough for a first down and more on the carry.
Nice carry up the middle. Going to get Indian first
All the way
down.
down to the 25.
At the 25. he
Nasca
goes.
with the carry.
Second Hart.
Well, they're knocking on the door of the red zone again. But last time they were in this spot, the Eagles defense stood tall. Sometimes pressure can make diamonds, Jordan, and sometimes that's all that takes.
Bunch offensive line once again. Looks to be about 8 people on the line. As there's a handoff to the left side, but right into the belly of the Eagle front 7, or front 5, I should say.
Yeah, see, you can't really point out exactly who got there first because, again, they close those gaps up. I imagine they're not going to keep going back to that for now, because right now that Eagle front is doing exactly what they need to do. But hey, sometimes all this stuff is scripted, before the game. Like, hey, we're gonna run these plays, no matter what. Of course, it does depend on sometimes field position, the situation at hand. But hey, all it takes is one time for it to work.
From the shotgun. Trip from the running back. But he's still able to get a few out of it.
Henke on the carry. Man, if he did not stumble there, he probably would have had the first down. That stumble allowed the Eagles defense to catch up to him. But 3rd and long, though, regardless. See what they can do here.
Just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. They need 6 to convert, 1 to get to the red zone. Eagles defense looking to make the stop. 2 backs in the backfield, low receiver to the near side. They'll hand it off. He'll sneak into the red zone, but won't get enough for the first as he's down at what looks to be the 17-yard line. It'll be 4th and 2 coming up here as a timeout is called on the field. It is the 2-minute warning. So with that, we'll take a quick break. Get you ready for what's coming up at halftime after this. Tied at 6 here in Hallettsville on Houston Sports Live. 2 minutes left in the first half. Here's the pitch on fourth and short. Slips through a defender, third and fourth defender. Inside the 5, but a flag as Laundry goes flying onto the field.
Yeah, I think this is going to be another holding call on the Indians. Of course, there maybe could be a face mask, though, involved. I saw the Eagles defense pointing the other way, though. Let's see what happens here. Yep, it's going to come back.
Holding against Sacred Heart.
Man, that's 2 times, Jordan, tonight for the Indians. They got in such big games where they put themselves in good position to score. They had a touchdown call back because of a holding penalty, and now it has happened again.
End up redoing a 4th and 2. Spot foul inside the 10.
Coaches are trying to argue where the spot is and what would happen. Also just not agreeing with the call on the field. Coming up at halftime, though, we will just break down what we've seen in the first half. Very fast-paced game thus far. Not a lot of stoppage here in this one as clock will be stopped and it'll be a timeout taken by Sacred Heart.
And guess what, guys? You also get a better camera. Yeah, apologies, folks. We ran into some issues, but thankfully, due to Jordan's smartness and my I guess my durability to run all the way to Walmart really quick.
The 0.9 miles down the road.
I didn't actually run, folks. I actually got in my vehicle.
No. They're telling you ran.
And I pushed. I pushed the vehicle.
Well, you got to get the cardio in somehow, right?
Yeah, but you know, Jordan, I kind of wanted to just give my thoughts real quick. You know, it's a 6-6 game, and Sacred Heart is driving down the field right now. They just got to stop with the penalties. The Eagles need to take advantage of that if they want to win this game tonight. But right now, Sacred Heart is running a good offense right now, and at times it flashed, but sometimes the Eagles' defense flashed. That 5-man front is working out just fine. I mean, that 5-man front is, of course, what you're going to have to run regardless, especially with this kind of offense. And I'm going to be looking at Bo Smith for the rest of the night to see what he can do, be disruptive on that left side of the defense, the right side for the offense. But I think Leo Barain, though, has been having a nice night. Overall, though, this defense needs to stand strong right now. They're going to basically redo the down because it's from the spot of the foul. Let's see what they do here. This is a big 4th down.
4th down and 2. The Eagles looking to get a stop. Sacred Heart looking to keep going. Pitch play, right side. And looks like he just got enough.
Right side.
And got an extra roll for a couple more. Inside the 15 and down to the 13. And the drive will continue for Sacred Heart.
They basically ran the same play that they did literally just a few moments ago. They probably are seeing something now that could work. You get Haas in the open space. It's not what you want for the Eagles. You wanted to stop the drive right there. .90 seconds left to go here in the second. And that's going to go back 5 yards.
False start on the play. Like you said, we'll back them up 5. And if you're a Rosehill Christian right now, that's exactly what you need because tied at 6, less than 2 minutes left to go in the first half of action. You want to keep it a tie game as much as possible.
And they took Godrich, who was the one that committed the false start, took him out of the game. I guess it seems like Sacred Heart just don't want any more mistakes. They've already had quite a few of them tonight, like we mentioned before.
Play to the left side, looking for the pass, and misses the intended target on the play, just threw it behind him.
Pass falls incomplete.
It'll make it 2nd down and long.
And he had his receiver, did Sesvik, but just threw it behind him.
Looking for an option on the right side.
Ross on a carry. Met by number 9, Neill Barang.
Neill Barang.
3rd and 10. Timeout. Second half.
Timeout will be taken.
Yeah, 1:01 left to go in the second quarter. But again, Barang is doing such a good job of shedding his block and able to, you know, put his head down, get the shoulders down. Nice foreign tackle to push Haas back. I mean, he got to the original line of scrimmage, but this is exactly where you want the Indians to be in this situation. They're going to take all the time they want, though, Jordan, because they have the ball right now. They have timeouts to spend, and the thing is, it's actually kind of brilliant, and it's going to be a tough task for the Eagles to tackle tonight, because Sacred Heart does not rush on offense. They do not go huddle. They don't go tempo. They want to take their time. They'll use all that play clock they had to. I saw a couple of times, Jordan, where that play clock got down inside 5 seconds, and then they finally snap it. It's like kind of like a mind games in a way.
Right. Sometimes that's what you have to do.
3 receivers to the left on this one.
So you would assume a run play, right?
Maybe.
It's a shotgun, rolls to the left. Flag on the play, probably a hold, as he will not get really past the line of scrimmage except maybe a yard, but either way, it's coming back because of that 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, it looks like Devin Gay was in on the stop. A couple of Eagles coming in as well. But like you said, Jordan, this is coming back. And I wonder, this is interesting. They didn't gain too much on that play. It'll be at like a 4th and 8 or so. I wonder if they decided to decline it. It's pretty far back, or if they accept it. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and decline it, and I like this. You know what? It's 4th and 8. Looks like about 4th and 9, rather. Force them to make a play here. And the Eagles have 2 timeouts at their disposal. And they moved down the field quite nicely last time. If I'm the Eagles, I'm looking at where Haas is. They might go to him.
That's exactly who I would be looking at, too, if I was Sacred Heart. Exactly who Rosehill Christian should be expecting. Looking around, back to the left. Almost intercepted, perfectly read by the cornerback. And a flag on the play. Probably holding once again. Yes, it is.
It's going to be declined. Eagles will take over.
Yep, it's a incomplete pass. The penalty was declined. It was another holding penalty on the Indians. So with 28 seconds left, I wonder if the Eagles try to do the same thing that they were trying to do earlier in the game when Peyton missed Henderson on that long seam route. I mean, just barely overthrew him. If I'm the Eagles, that's exactly who I'm looking towards. You. That's your X. I'm looking for him to make a play here. They have 2 timeouts at their disposal. They just need to keep going. They can do what they want here.
I mean, when you really think about it, there's no reason not to do it.
Of course, you get an interception. That's, of course, not what you want.
And that's why they run the ball. Up the gut, but a flag from behind the line of scrimmage.
Flag on the play.
The assumption is holding. The result is holding.
Yeah, that came from the referee, the white hat himself. There was actually 2 holding penalties on him, on the Eagles. They're gonna of course back him up, and I wonder if head coach Adams is just content with just going into the locker room tied up.
At this point, you may as well. There's no reason to try to force anything. You would expect maybe one more run, just to let the clock bleed, because it's not going to start until you run the play.
You know, I would line up Henderson against good Godrich, who's on the near side at around the 20. I mean, Henderson's definitely got the height advantage on him. They're going to keep backing him up. And I'm just saying that just why not try something here. Thing is, though, Jordan, they are backed up all the way to about the 3 to 4 yard line. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they just play it safe, just run it up the middle, let the clock roll down.
Half the distance to the goal penalty. marked at the 6-yard
Half the
line.
distance to the goal brings them back
Holding against the
to what
Eagles.
looks to be about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, so they got a little bit more room to work with if they want to go for a pass. The clock will roll on, 19, 18, and they don't have to snap it. I think they are going to be just content with
Looks
just
like that's going to be the final play.
run this quarter down.
Tied at 6
Play
apiece.
clock is about
Again,
4
the cheerleaders
seconds behind the game
performance coming
clock,
up
like you said. So
at halftime.
that'll
Second
do
half
it
band will be
for the
performing.
first half
We'll introduce
of
the homecoming
play.
squad. We got
Take
Super
a
Boots
break,
to
and when we
draw
come back,
as well.
we'll have a new camera for you, like you mentioned. As well, we will have a first half analysis, and we will take a look at what's coming up in the second half. Right now, district matchup tied at 6 here in Hallettsville between Rosehill Christian and Sacred Heart. It's high school football here in the Lone Star State. Friday Night Lights on Houston Sports Live. Well, folks, I wasn't kidding, and neither was Collin whenever we said we'd have a better camera for you. Here you go, courtesy of the iPhone.
Yeah, you know what? It might be a little bit shaky, folks, but hey, trust me, this is much, much, much better. But, you know, Jordan, just to kind of, just switch topics a little bit. What an interesting first half of football we have here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, you look at the game as a whole and what has transpired in this contest so far. Obviously, a lot of running the ball that's not uncommon in TAPS. You're going to see a lot of option plays. You're going to see a lot of what we've kind of seen tonight with the wishbone. You're going to see a lot of running and milking that clock out. Depending on the coach, depending on the team, you'll sometimes see them chuck the ball down the field and say, hey, let's try for a couple of passing yards. Why not? And you've seen that a little bit here tonight in this ball game so far. But there's been a lot of runs up the gut that have been stopped. There's also been a few late in the first half that have gone through with ease. There's been outside plays. There's been, it seems like, a good mix of spreading the ball from sideline to sideline.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, what the Eagles have done that I was hoping that they do well, like it's kind of like a bend don't break approach, because you're going to give up yards to this offense no matter what. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to stop them as often as you want. But you know why? Because the Indians so far tonight have been well disciplined on that front. What they haven't been well disciplined, though, has been the penalties. The penalties have been a huge problem for Sacred Heart. For Rosehill, not so much. If Sacred Heart cannot figure out how to stop the penalties, I mean, there's been just an abhorrent amount of penalties. If I'm the head coach for Sacred Heart, I am laying it to the team right now, because you cannot be having those. And for Rosehill, you know what? You scored that touchdown off of a muff punt, and that's where special teams can win you games right there. But the problem is, though, Jordan, that I have right now is that Rosehill are not garnering any consistency on offense. Yes, they were able to get down to the score, but you know why? Is because the Sacred Heart defense had to go back out there immediately, and they had their backs against the wall after they made a tremendous stop on that offensive drive beforehand when the Rosehill Christian Eagles had the punt. Here's the thing, though. If I'm head coach Adrian Adams, on that coaching staff, on the offensive side of the ball, I'm looking to go towards Landon Henderson. And I say it because Landon Henderson seems to really outsize a lot of the DBs for Sacred Heart. If you can find a way to get him one or two balls, maybe find a running back downfield, because at some point, just maybe, the Indians are going to figure out how to stop that run up the middle, because tonight that's been pretty successful. 5-yard gains, 4-yard gains, that's what you can do. You average that, you're going to get a first down pretty much all the time. But the thing is, though, Jordan, sometimes things can change out of halftime. Let's just hope, though, it is for Rosehill.
Absolutely right about that. You never know what could happen. It's been a close game so far. All we know is it might be a close game through the rest of it. Yeah. It could be a barn burner. It could be somebody getting 50 points in the second half. You never know what could happen here.
And just another quick thing. No, Jordan, this is a very big game, because this could have playoff implications. Right now, both teams are 1-1 in the district. They're tied. These are the kind of games here, Jordan, that can make or break your season as a whole. And we're hoping right here, Jordan, the Eagles can get this win on the road. Again, it's a long drive from Rosehill Christian. It's a 2.5-hour drive, depending, of course, on when you leave. I'm sure we got a bunch of parents back home watching the broadcast here tonight. So whoever is watching this broadcast tonight, we thank you very much. This is our first high school football broadcast on Houston Sports Live. And so we're very grateful and thankful that you're tuning in. But either way, Jordan, long drive out here. If you could take a win, imagine how much momentum that takes you for the rest of the way. Like, hey, guys, we had to go 2.5 hours for this game, and we got a win. Oh boy, Jordan, I would feel really good if I was them.
Absolutely. It would be great to be able to get that momentum and to carry that through the rest of the season. And the rest of the 3 weeks left after tonight, 2 games left before the postseason. And, of course, as we kind of get closer to that month of November, we'll start to see more what the bracket looks like.
Yeah, that's that month of November right there.
Because you know that no matter what's going to happen in the postseason, you're probably going to have to travel.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be against a very good team more than likely. So got to make sure that you get things done to set yourself up in a better position heading into the postseason. And so far, the defense is really, even though Sacred Heart started figuring out how to move the ball down the field, they got key third down stuff. They've gotten fourth down stuff. They've forced turnovers, interception, and a fumble recovery off a muff punt from Sacred Heart on special teams as well.
Well, you know, and it's also another thing for Sacred Heart. This is their first home game since September 12th. They've not had a home game in over basically almost a month and a half. And it's homecoming for them tonight, Jordan, so there's a bit of pressure there. I mean, there's some pressure on trying to win on homecoming night if you're your high school football team. But you know what? I'm sure Rosehill Christian is looking to spoil the party here tonight, Jordan, to steal one away. Because, again, I mean, I'm sure that 49-0 loss against Central Texas Christian back on October 3rd really left a sour taste in their mouths. It was a 49-0 defeat. And then they came back the next week, last week, on October 17th, and beat Covenant Christian at home 42-14. So they have something going here. They won 2 of their last 3. They've not won back-to-back since September. They can win back-to-back. They can get back on a winning streak here tonight. And it's just, again, it comes down to, can you stay within yourself? Can you not make a, I guess, I wouldn't say selfish play, but if you have to stick to your assignments, because if one guy is off their assignment on defense, that's when Sacred Heart's offense can just absolutely blow up.
We'll take a quick break. 7:20 left to go in the halftime break. And when we come back, we'll have keys to the second half for Rosehill Christian. And we will have the second half as well. Tied at 6 here in the Prairie, halfway to San Antone in Hallettsville for high school football on Houston Sports Live. Getting ready to start the second half between Sacred Heart and Rosehill Christian here on Houston Sports Live. Collin Neill alongside me as the analyst and main camera operator here tonight. My name is Jordan Smith. As we get you ready in the 6-6 contest between the Rosehill Christian Eagles and the Sacred Heart Indians as they turn the clocks to the 12s. Hands to the skies. Feet to the leather, almost, as you're fixing to see here. And we're underway once again here in Hallettsville. Off kickoff. It'll be returned back towards the 15. That's as far as they will go.
On return, number 12, Trent Legault,
And it'll be Rosehill Christian looking for an opportunity to start things off on a positive note in the second half of play.
I mean, some malpractice on my part, Jordan. I totally forgot that Rosehill Christian were going to receive it at the beginning of the second half. I mean, mainly because I was had some other things to tend to for tonight's broadcast, but mainly getting this better camera for y'all tuning in. But you know what? You wanted me to get my keys real quick, and I'll say this for offense. If it works, it works. On defense, discipline.
Up the gut on first. Actually, a fake handoff to the left side. First down, and a whole lot more for the Eagles. Charging and speeding his way down to the 50-yard line. A new set of downs right at midfield. Rosehill Christian. Thanks to the legs of Matthew Payton, the senior.
Yeah, Matthew Payton. We're going to probably, hopefully, call in his name a lot more tonight. He can run it, but he can occasionally throw a good ball. But that's a very big first play to get things going, get it right about midfield.
So now another high snap here. Up the gut, breaks through a couple defenders, and then finally bullies his way down.
Yeah, but we're going to probably have an offensive penalty. Yep, holding on Rosehill Christian, so it's going back.
So beyond Rosehill Christian, like you said, that'll back him up a few.
And it was another nice play, a nice dive right up the middle, right up through the A-gap, and they got them the yardage. Now, Jordan, they're going to be backed up all the way to the 40. And they need to get to the Sacred Heart 41 if they want the first down.
First and 19.
There we go once again to the right side. Will have to keep it himself. Gets all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Oh, that's not good.
Injury out there on the field. And in fact, was Matthew Payton who's on the ground. While they take a look at him, we will step aside. Tied at 6 here in Hallettsville. Back here on Houston Sports Live. I think he was able to get off the field with a little assistance, but still able to walk, which is a good sign. As the handoff to the back, and Trent LeBeuf will get down the field for a few, but it's still third and very long for Rosehill Christian.
Yeah, Hudson Hurst filling in for Peyton, but Peyton's now back in, and that's a great sign. Didn't look good at first, Jordan, when your quarterback takes that long to get back up. Let's see if they can keep going, though.
Rolls to the left. And almost tackled a phase 2 tacklers. 3 tacklers now over the middle of the field, and it's dropped.
Man.
It's dropped by LeBeuf. He had green grass as far as the eye could see.
What a play by Matthew Payton. Somehow still stay behind the line of scrimmage, but as long as any part of the body is still behind the line of scrimmage, the quarterback can still throw the football. And, man, he flicked it right to LeBeuf, and he almost. LeBeuf probably knew he had so much green grass right in front of him that he took his eyes off the ball very quickly. It was a low pass, but it was to be expected because Payton just had to flick it. Almost had it, though, Jordan. Almost had it.
Punt sent away is blocked. Eagles will fall on it to avoid a return from the Indians, but Sacred Heart, excellent field position. Their definite best of the night. Off some special teams work.
I believe it was Wyatt Matura, the senior running back linebacker, that got his hand on it.
Ball be inside the 40, the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 Indians.
Okay, well, this is not exactly what you wanted if you're Rosehill Christian, where your defense for your defense to start, but okay, you just got to deal with it.
From under center, delayed handoff.
Nice.
Gets it right up the gut to Haas, but again, a great stop defensively by the Rosehill Christian front 5. They really stacked that offensive line right there with that 3-4 defense.
Yeah, and you know what? That they're continuing to do what they were doing in that first half, which was stopping those gaps, congest them up, because they're going to keep going to Haas if you're going to keep on giving those gaps to him. I wonder if they go back to him again.
They will not this time. Instead, they go to Noska on the outside. He'll get a gain of a few. Officially 2 on the play, down to the 34.
Nice. A lot more discipline this go around. No explosive plays just yet. You're going to be bound to give up 1 or 2, but it's okay. You got him in a bad spot here. A good spot if you're the defense. 3rd and medium. They're going to bring in Henderson to stay back in that free safety spot. He's only going to be the one safety, so he's got to make sure he's got everything covered behind him. And if he sees a Indian receiver beat their DB, he's going to have to go back there and help. Interesting spot here. I'm kind of curious what the Indians do here.
From under center, pitch to the outside. A couple stiff arms. Eagles trying to get to him. They'll say he was pushed out of bounds, which will stop the clock. 8:49 left in the 3rd quarter of play, as that is a huge run for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, they got it right to Haas, and Haas has been kind of a thorn in the side of the defense for the Eagles all night long. But here's the thing, though. Sacred Heart's been in the red zone a couple times, and they've failed to score. See if the Eagles' defense can stand strong here.
Up the gut, trying to push forward for a touchdown, but can't do so. It's up to the 3. The defense right there for the Eagles to make the stop.
I think it was handed off to the tight end on that play. Or rather, that was Haas. I mean, Haas was kind of lined up in that tight end spot. I mean, if I'm the Eagles, I'm just looking where he is. just be like, hey, we need to make sure that we know where this guy is, because every time he's carried the ball, he's been causing chaos.
Up the gut, in for 6. It's the second touchdown of the ball game for Sacred Heart. It gets them up by 6, their second lead of the ball game. They've not given up the lead yet. They've led twice now, and they've only been tied once. Rosehill Christian still looking for their first lead of the ball game.
Well, now it would be, wonder what they run here on this 2-point. It didn't work last time. They were trying to run, if I remember correctly, just a rollout and try to find somebody in zone, but it looks like, believe
timeout looks to be taken.
Yeah, it looks like it was the Indians that called it, so they must have not liked what they saw personnel-wise on the defensive side.
Take a quick break with them. Be back right after this for the conversion attempt. 12-6, Sacred Heart leads Rosehill Christian. After this, here on Houston Sports Live. Back here for the 2-point conversion. Screen to the outside once again. Deja vu, because the defense did this in the first half when they went for the screen to Sacred Heart, but the Eagles right there to make the stop.
Bobby Wilson Jr., the strong safety, jumping it like that. That was kind of curious play call. I'm surprised they didn't go to Haas right there, because Haas has been running all over the Eagles' defense. They decided to go for a wide receiver, kind of like a screen, bubble screen-ish, and have 2 blockers up front. And really on that play, the receiver, it looked like it might have been Goodrich. That has to be his man first. And then if he beats his man, then he's got to walk in easy 6. But, man, I'm kind of curious about that call there, Jordan. I thought that they would definitely go back to Haas on that play.
So now the score still remains at 12-6 with 8:03 left to go in the third quarter of play. Alongside me is Collin Neill. My name is Jordan Smith.
Last time on this kickoff, Jordan Haas did a nice job placing it in a good spot between the returning lines. I wonder if he tries to do it again here. Rosehill Christian, I think, need a good return here. Oh, it's a squib kick onside.
Recovered by the Eagles up the gut. Not able to get any forward progress, though. Looks like Liam Freeman, the junior, was the one on the return.
A little aggressive here, trying to get Rosehill Christian to mess up a little bit on the return game, but it didn't work out. Good job by Freeman to at least secure the football, run to the outside. Maybe you can find some grass. But you know what? This is decent starting field position, better than last time at the 35-yard line. But last time that the Sacred Heart Indians scored the touchdown, Rosehill Christian responded.
Play to the outside. Trying to swing to the outside, that is Peyton. And he will get his way to the 41. Gain of 6 on the play. Need the 45 to convert. We're just under 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter, or 8 minutes, I should say, in the third quarter of play.
Good read by Peyton, reading his defender. Of course, you want to know exactly who they're reading. It's hard to tell sometimes, but a good read, get a 6-yard gain.
Pitch to the outside, fumbled on the pitch. and it delays an opportunity to swing outside as a defense able to catch up. Caleb Davila
Number 11, Caleb Davila.
on the run.
For Arlen Hinkey there to arrive first.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went to that play call there, Jordan. Now it's 3rd and long. I really thought that they would just not try to anything like that. If that pitch was executed, that definitely would have got them some yardage on that play because there was not a lot of Indians on that side of the field. And now you're backed up 3rd and long. You need to get to midfield, or the 45 rather, to get the first down.
Shotgun snap, looking to the outside, and has his target in Henderson. Not much gain, only 1 yard in fact. It'll be 4th down and what looks to be 7
The open field.
coming up here.
The Eagles to 4th down.
And they're going to punt it away, Jordan.
7.
Sevcik back deep to receive. Is the low man right now. It looks like he will stay the low man back there. No longer having the combo of him and Noska back deep to return it.
Marias' punt last time was blocked.
Good end over end this time. Thought it was tipped at first as it falls to the ground, hit off of a Sacred Heart player, but the Indians recover.
They got lucky there, Jordan. It hit Goodrich right there. He wasn't expecting it to hit there. And if you're Cesvik, you're supposed to be pointing out exactly where that punt's coming so that way your gunners know exactly where not to go. And thankfully for the Indians, Goodrich was able to fall on it immediately. But, man, that could have been pretty much just like what happened in the last half. But right now, the defense needs to stand strong here. 5:52 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Excuse me.
Underneath center. Handoff. Up the gut, and there's the seam. There's the speed. And there's 6. Clayton Haas with a bump and run touchdown. Around 70 yards. In fact, 70 yards exactly. They will extend their lead now to 12. 18-6 the score pending the after try.
And that's not, of course, not exactly what you want if you're the Eagles, mainly because that puts them up 2 possessions. And they're going to now this time actually go for the PAT, not go for 2, which would make it a 7-point game if they get it here.
Snap, hold, kick. And that one is wide right from Clayton Haas.
No good.
So 18-6 the score will hold. 5:40 left to go in the 3rd as we take this commercial break. Back to Hallettsville after this on Houston Sports Live. 5:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter of play. 18-6 is the score as this one end over end, a line drive kick. Caught at the 6-yard line. Here comes Rosehill Christian with it up the seam past the 30 and down to the 34-yard line. Burst of speed right through the gut. Trying his best Usain Bolt impression on that one.
Good luck to the Sacred Heart cross country team as they head to state on Sunday.
right now, Jordan, it's a 12-point game. You definitely have to score on this one because right now Sacred Heart has all the momentum. They're going to chew that clock up and get the ball back.
First down, tried outside. Instead, it's a fake and an option. First down and a little bit more near midfield at the 49. Trickeration by the Eagles gets them an extra few yards, a gain of 15, actually 14, as they mark it at the 48.
There you go. That's what you need to do. I would just give Peyton. I would just keep giving Peyton the ball. He's been making plays all night. Let him make the decisions.
Victory formation-esque for the Eagles as they pitch it to the outside again. Run to the left again, using that trucker speed. Benjamin Moore, the junior, down to the 45 now in Sacred Heart territory.
And that was the play the last time where they were running that pitch, and it wasn't necessarily a good toss by Peyton, and that's what took them back on that last drive. Let's see if they keep the momentum.
Tries it again up the gut. Close to a first down. Not enough, though. 2 yards short on a 1-yard gain.
That's okay. It's 4-down territory at this point. You're not, and I like that they're going tempo here. They're not wasting any time. They don't want more clock to get chewed off because, like I said, Sacred Heart, once they get the ball back on offense, whenever they do, they're going to use all that clock up.
Try it once again. Up the gut. Enough for the first down and a few more as he finds the seam down to the 37.
Yeah, good job by Davila finding the gap to go through and putting his head down, getting the first down and some extra change. Keep it going, though. Get the play call, get back on the line of scrimmage, and hurry up.
Tries it once again here. Pitch to the left side. Has an open hole. First down and more. Inside the 20. Near the 10. Out of bounds as that'll stop the clock. Caleb Davila with the huge run on the play for Rosehill Christian to set him up inside the red zone.
Davila once again, just keep on keeping on. Keep giving it to him.
Threatening in the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the 11. Going to the right side, will dive his way to the 5. Gain of 6.
They're spreading the wealth around a little bit when it comes to running game. At first it's Moore, then it's Peyton making some plays, and then it's back to Davila, and now back to Moore. They're catching the Sacred Heart defense on all sorts of shambles because they don't know who's getting it right now.
Try it once again. Quarterback keeper to the left side. He's in. Matthew Peyton with a 5-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah, the line judge on the near side is the one that signaled it. The far side judge was, I think, going to mark him short. So the near side judge must have saw the ball just barely cross the plane because I thought Peyton was going to get stood up at the line. But nope. It's in there for the touchdown. They're going to go for the point after attempt here. They don't have to go for 2. It's an 18-12 game. But if they make this right here, Jordan, and then go back down, get a stop on defense, and go down, drive the field again for a touchdown, all of a sudden it could be all in Rosehill's hands. And now a timeout's going to get called by Coach Adams. I think they want to talk this over. Maybe they want to try to go for 2 here. We'll see.
We'll take a quick break with them. Rosehill Christian brings it back within 1 possession. 18-12 pending the point after try. 3:02 left to go in the third. Back after this here on Houston Sports Live. Rosehill Christian looking to go for 2. Shotgun snap. Handoff. Fakes a handoff. It was a sweep play. Gets it to the opposite side. Matthew Payton will get the 2. Brings it within 4. 18-14 the score. Another trickeration there by Rosehill Christian.
Hey, I like it. You know what? Go with the best thing that you got in your playbook, and that was good because all Peyton had to do was beat one guy out there and able to stiff arm him away. Man, oh man. Now, Jordan, this is some nice little map we got going on here because it's 18-14 now. It's only a 4-point game. A touchdown puts them up 20-18, and all you really need is a PAT, or if you're going to go for 2 again, you make it a 4-point game on your end. So lots of mathing to do here. I mean, who would have thought being a football coach you have to do a lot of math?
You know what, though?
We're mass comm students. We're not that good at math.
Exactly.
Need a good kickoff here, though.
That's what they're looking for right now is this one. Liner on the ground, a little squibber, if you will. Taking his time to grab the ball for whatever reason. Instead, gets some yardage out of it. Down to the 33. Interesting tactic to kind of sit there and wait to grab the football after you finally located it.
I think he was more or less just seeing what he has in front of him, just to kind of see where he can go. But man, taking his time a little bit on that. If I'm him, I'm just hurrying up, picking it up, and just putting my head down. It's, you know, just hope I don't get hit too hard.
Right. 18-14 is the score. Sacred Heart up by 4 thanks to Rosehill Christian's converted 2-point try. Eagles needing a stop on this drive. As the first down play will be a run of a few, call it 4, up to the 37-yard line.
On that last drive where Haas broke out for that huge run, I mean, I know he broke a couple tackles, but it looked like just someone just did not do their assignment efficiently enough. That's how he got that big hole to begin with and was able to shed the tackles. Haas is a bruiser of a runner, and he can also catch some down speed wind, just run into the end zone. See if they can keep on containing those gaps.
Trying to use that gap on the inside, getting a few, charging the entire line before forward progress is called to the 46. Churning the wheels for another first down.
Now we're getting close to the 2-minute mark here. Surprised the clock is not running. There we go. Now the clock should be running. Guess they were trying to get the spot down.
We'll go once again here.
It's going to go back to Haas again, I imagine.
You'd probably be correct.
It does, but they stood their ground, stopped the forward progress.
Stuffed him right there past the line of scrimmage. Couple yards a gain, though. So 2nd and 8 coming up on the Indian zone 48-yard line.
Yeah, Haas was slow to get up after that big hit.
2nd and 8.
I think this is where a guy like Devin Gay needs to step up here. You can see him trolling around in that mic spot. I'm keeping my eye on Haas. And I say that over and over again, but that's what they need to keep doing.
Looking for an option here to the right side. Only a gain of 1 on the play. And there, not much doing for the Indians.
I believe that was Bahrain that was in on the stop. Believe I also saw Gage Jelke in on it as well.
Ball's at the Indian 49.
Taking their time with the play call, winding the clock down.
Yeah, that's kind of what they need to do right now, because
this will probably be the final play of the quarter. Snap is made with Just a couple seconds on the play clock, but stuffed at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 7 coming up as you hear the Rosehill Christian faithful who made the drive down to the Prairie Land get ready for the 4th and final quarter of play. It is a doozy here in the Prairie. 12 minutes left to go in this one as we get ready for quarter number 4 and a 4-point difference. Back to Hallettsville. After this, Sacred Heart leads Rosehill Christian here on Houston Sports Live. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Here on Houston Sports Live alongside me, Collin Neill. My name is Jordan Smith. 4th and 7 coming up here.
Big play here. It feels like, oh, it's a push punt.
They're going to punt it away instead of go for it on 4th down. Try to coffin corner it as that'll bounce out of bounds near the 20. We'll see where they spot it officially. 19.
Okay, I actually like that idea. You know what? Don't risk giving Rosehill Christian any good field position whatsoever. You back them up to their own 19-yard line. I thought they were actually going to try to go for it there, Jordan, but I think that they kind of read the room on that drive. Rosehill Christian was stopping that run game. They were not letting anything up, and that defense came out there with the vengeance after that big play by Clayton Haas. Let's see if they keep it going, though. I like that they're going up-tempo. They're not wasting any time. They're going down there. They have plenty of time on the clock, and they have two timeouts, rather, to work with.
Trying to here on 1st down. Far side tackle made. So it gets a gain of around 5 on the play.
Now, what they definitely need to do right here, Jordan, is to take care of the football. I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. They fumbled the ball 10 times this year. They need to continue taking care of the football.
Thought he lost the ball for a second, but instead just pile driving through the middle of the field.
Wow.
Looked like Peyton forced his way to get enough for the first as he drives to the 31.
Oh, Matthew Payton, and you had some Eagles pushing the Indians' defensive line that were holding on to Payton, trying to pull him back. Just, gosh, okay, I like it.
Try it again here. Pitch play to the outside on 1st down. Has some daylight across the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Enough for a 12-yard gain and a new set of downs, 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Tyler Booth on the carry. A nice little pitch by Peyton. They're doing all sorts of things. I wonder what happened after. I wonder what Coach Adams told this team after that big run by Clayton Haas.
Again for it here, and he's stuffed in the backfield. On the run was Caleb Davila.
And Wyatt Matura just met him at the line and just pushed him back. Loss of 1 on the play. So this is the first negative play that they've had in quite some time. Let's see how they respond.
Try again here. As the catch is made outside, 1st and 10 into Indian territory down to the 40-yard line. They'll spot at the 39, a huge play there offensively to switch sides to the 50.
Last call for burgers, last call for hamburgers, folks. Last call.
Go again. Breaking a tackle.
Keeping it.
But
And now a
just
flag
came
will stop play.
Now, what's interesting is not the umpire not only threw his flag, but the back judge threw it as well. I believe it's holding. He did just point to the Indian side. Is this a holding? It's a face mask on the defense. Oh, man, so that's a 15-yard penalty added after the end of the run. I was wondering why the back judge all the way back into the end zone threw his flag as well. Now we know, wow, a massive mistake by the Indians. Can the Eagles, however, capitalize this? Going to be the question.
Ball placed down inside the 20 at 19, first and 10, Rosehill.
There they go once again. Now with very favorable field position here. Past the 15, trying to get towards the 10 and does.
Good yardage.
As he'll get just before the 10 at the 11.
Now it's going to be second down and short. And when it comes to second down and short, you can do whatever you want, because even if it doesn't end up being what you want, maybe you try for a shot in the end zone. It'll be third and short. It's maybe second and 2 or 3 rather. Give the ball to Matthew Payton though. He's feeling it.
Man in motion. Here's the pitch behind. Davila to the right. Gets down to the 5.
And Davila had a lane right towards the end zone, but the turf monster got him, but it is still enough for a first down.
First and goal now. They will mark it. It looks like the 5, but they'll back him up a couple of yards. Down to right around the 8.
Now it's interesting. It's first and goal deep. Got to be careful what you want to do here.
Trying to sneak his way through. Somersaults. Does he get past the line of game before he hits the ground? They say no.
Nah, he almost hit. That was almost SC top 10S right there. He was flying through the air.
Rosehill Christian could take their first lead of the ball game on this very snap.
Keep it simple. No need to try anything crazy.
Muff snap as it goes high. Luckily, the quarterback in Payton on the play was able to recover the snap. So now you've got a third and goal from the 8-yard line.
Wow, man, that just cannot happen in those situations. I think they just got a little too excited, a little too antsy. Man, now you're backed all the way up to the 8-yard line, so you're still in striking distance nonetheless. Man, that makes your job much more difficult, because a field goal only brings it within 1. They need a touchdown here with under 8 to go.
They have 2 plays to get there. Fakes a handoff, keeps it himself, charges forward, and gets right back to the 1.
Matthew Payton gets inside the 5.
Loss of 7, gets it right back with 7.
Yeah, but
4th down and goal on the 1.
yeah, now what Rosehill Christian is doing is bringing in their big guys in. They're probably gonna do like maybe a bit of tush push.
I was about to say, do we see the tush push here? Let's find out.
I like what they're doing here. They're gonna have Payton shotgun. He's gonna run through the middle.
There he goes. Delayed run, and he dives over for the lead. Touchdown, Rosehill Christian. They take their first lead of the ball game on a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Matthew Payton on a delayed run.
That's their go-to play in those situations. I saw it on film quite a lot, and I'm sure Sacred Heart has as well. It's really hard to stop that kind of play. You have the quarterback right behind some guys, some good blockers that can push that offensive line up. Not keep it where it is, push it up. And all Payton has to do is just jump. He's tall. He can reach over if he wants to. They're going to go for 2 here. This is massive.
Fakes the handoff, throws it up to the corner, and gets the catch. Benjamin Moore, the junior, with the 2-point conversion to now separate it to a 4-point lead once again.
Yeah, first lead of the night for Rosehill Christian. That's perfectly executed. They give it to a running back, and then Payton gives it back. At least that's what I saw. I was watching more or less what the receivers were going to do, because I felt like this was going to be more of something of what the receivers are going to have to do, whether it's going to be catching the ball or blocking downfield for for a run, obviously, but this time the Eagles do something different. They run, and that is something where Peyton, it falls on Peyton. If the pass is not there, and if you're for sure it's not there, go ahead and run it in. You just need 2 yards. If it is there, if a guy like Moore is wide open, then throw it to him. He's right there, wide open. Just make a nice and easy throw, and it all worked to perfection. All of a sudden now, it is a 4-point lead for Rosehill Christian. A field goal will not be enough for the Indians. With 7:18 left to go, I imagine that the Indians are going to be a little bit more up tempo. They're not going to chew much clock up this time. Momentum is on the Eagle side.
Kickoff. It'll go near the sideline. They're going to wait for it as it does go out of bounds. So the flag comes out as it rolls out of play.
Oh man, that almost could have been bad if that stayed in bounds. Daniel Gould would have gotten it because he was almost there.
Quick shout out to one of our fans watching tonight, Mr. Jason Greer. For our friends on our affiliate network, the Highlander Sports Network.
I don't know who that is.
Sure you don't.
Okay, so I kind of like what the Indians are doing here, Jordan. They're going to go ahead and force Marias to kick it again. It's me further back this time, of course. If I'm Marias, though, I would try to do that squib kick again because the Indians have had a hard time tonight fielding those. Of course, squib kicks are never easy to deal with. But I'm sure they're going to have them do that again.
I'm sure of it.
Just this time, don't kick it out of bounds. So he's going to be kicking it from their own 35. This has got to be a good one here, Jordan. Cannot give the Indians good field position.
This one returned right about the 28-yard line. Big pop right there on special teams as the return will stop for Jaden Schindler. So here comes Rosehill Christian on defense with 7:11 left to go in the ball game. Up by 4. This is where your stone wall comes into play. This is where you hold them down, you bull rush, and you say nothing is getting past this line of scrimmage for the next 4 plays.
I mean, again, you're still going to give up a few yards, but you can't let that hit. You can't let that nag at you. You just got to keep on doing what you did in that on that last drive.
First down play.
Nice.
Barely gets past the line of scrimmage, and the defense right there to stop progression. A gain of officially 2 on the play to the 42-yard line.
Now, I believe that was Bo Smith that made first contact on that far side. Maybe it was Devin Gay. I'm not too sure. Can't really see with the bunches of bodies. We probably should have been up on the rooftop because we probably could have seen much better. But either way, I much prefer the AC inside.
Absolutely.
But that's a great start on defense. Just a gain of 2.
Lining up here once again, 2nd down and 8 for the Eagle defense. Shotgun, delayed pitch forward to the back. He gets across midfield, still in bounds. Knocked out of play just before the 35.
I'm surprised there wasn't a holding call. The Indians may have gotten away with it, but either way, it's that toss play that's been getting at the Eagles' defense all night. Once Haas gets that space on the outside and gets towards the boundary and gets on the hash marks right near the sideline and then turns upfield, he's just almost unstoppable at that point. But it's okay. They still need a touchdown. They still need to go the rest of the way of the field with 6:13 left to go in this final frame.
A new set of downs in Eagle territory at the 43. A little confusion on the play. Ball's on the ground. The Indians will recover but they will lose quite a few yards back to the 48, a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
Oh, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Once you keep on doing doing the right things good, then you're going to get an opportunity like that. A big hit right after the ball was handed off to Haas and the Eagles defensive line. There was a couple of Eagles that got in on it on the interior. Really good job by this front tonight. They've let a few plays go by them, but this 5-man front has been doing a solid job so far.
Up the gut. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage. To the 45. And I believe, thought it was a timeout at first. The coaches started walking on the field, but not a timeout at this point.
Yeah, Carson Hargrove there on the stop, the sophomore. He's now getting some time out there. I believe Bo Smith is now on the other side. No, I believe that's actually Matthew Payton, and because he made a big play last time out to stop the Indians on 4th down, or 3rd down rather.
Looking for an option, trying to find a man, but the receiver wasn't ready. 4th down and 12 coming up. Rosehill Christian gets the stop, and now decision time for Sacred Heart.
Banks Thornton, another sophomore. The underclassman stepping up on this one. Now forces a 4th and long. This could be the game. 4:47 to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts to their advantage. But with the way Rosehill Christian was running the football on that last offensive drive, man, oh man, if I'm Sacred Heart, I want to get this 1st down right here. I'm not risking it. Of course, it's all cliches, but it's a lot of stuff that these coaching staffs really think about when it comes to these situations. This is what you prepare for.
Each team with 2 timeouts. Sacred Heart going for it on 4th and 12. Shotgun snaps. Bubble screen to the left side. Defense closing in, makes the stop at the original line of scrimmage. Turnover on downs. And Rosehill Christian with the lead and the ball. 4:41 left to go in Hallettsville.
Yeah, what a tremendous tackle by Bobby Wilson Jr. once again. It looked like he was the first one right on the receiver of Sacred Heart. And now the momentum is all on Rosehill Christian with 4:41 left to go in this game. Run the ball, take care of the football. Though I cannot preface that enough. I've seen many times when teams are in this situation to give themselves in a better position to win the game and they not take care of the football. Do the basics.
Up the gut, finds a seam into Indian territory and is tripped up from behind. Past the 40 and near the 35. What a run.
Davila once again. Man, that's got to really hurt if you are Sacred Heart.
Down at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Rosehill.
Play once again, run to the right side. Here's Peyton across the 30. And is brought down near the 28-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down, and it looks to be about 3. Gain of 7 on the play.
And Jordan, look at the clock. We're getting inside 4 minutes.
Remember, there is a 2-minute warning.
Yeah, that's also that. But, man.
As long as you get 1st downs, a score here would pretty much seal it.
Oh, yeah, a touchdown definitely does it here.
Snap, handoff up the gut, 1st down, and a little bit more on the run from Benjamin Moore.
1st down for the Eagles.
Another 1st and 10 coming up for Rosehill Christian as they look to put the icing on the cake by taking time off the clock. That is the name of the game at this point if you're the Eagles.
It's the 2nd week in a row, Jordan. I've called a game like this where you know, it's a team just doesn't seem to get out of their own way when they have the lead.
Peyton up the gut on the fake handoff. Quarterback run to the 20-yard line on the edge of the red zone. It'll be 2nd down and 6 after the, or 7 I should say, after the 3-yard gain. 3 minutes left to go in the ball game here tonight. Shotgun snap deep to the outside. Davila with the run. You get a few, not the first down, but inside the red zone. Up to what looks to be the 16-yard line, needs 3 to convert.
And if I'm Coach Adams, I'm telling Peyton to not snap it until that play clock is all the way down inside 5 seconds. Because, I mean, either way, it does take it to the 2-minute warning if you snap it here. But, again, the Indians have timeouts to work with. They could stop it for the 2-minute warning.
Quarterback keeper up the gut. Peyton gets the first down.
Or you can just get the first down. Get yourself a fresh set of downs. Get yourself in a nice spot. 2:13 left to go. They're going to run the clock here, and I'm sure they're just going to hold it off. Yes.
No point running it.
Yeah, coaching staff is out there. It's like, hey, let's go. Come on. I think it's time to get off the field here, Jordan. And crunch time here.
2-minute warning. Each team with 2 timeouts left. Rosehill Christian with a 4-point advantage. They're looking to make it a 10-point advantage. When we come back here on Houston Sports Live. Two minutes left in Hallettsville. Rosehill Christian with a 4-point lead, 22-18 over Sacred Heart, but they look to extend the lead and make it 10, and potentially the icing on the cake here tonight. Collin Neill alongside me, Jordan Smith here on the call of the action. Here is a fake handoff that the defense snuffed right out. Matthew Payton will lose a few. They'll actually just say no forward progression on the play. So it'll become 2nd down and 10 as they stop the clock. 1:49 left to go with the timeout.
Yeah, timeout by the Indians. It will be their 2nd timeout, so they have 1 more to go. Math is mathing on that one, of course. and the thing is, that's okay. You know, that's fine. Even if you didn't get anything, that's totally fine. You take away the Indians' timeouts. But, I mean, you were right, Jordan. The icing on the cake would definitely be a touchdown because it would make it a 10-point game, regardless if you get the PAT or not. Maybe you do go ahead and get the 2 points and make it a 12-point game, not make it a 11-point game. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I think either way, they're still going to have to get 2 possessions. If they get a score here, get in there. If they do kick the field goal, it does make it a 7-point game, so it does make it a 1-possession game. There's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you have to really think about if you're a coach. Any situation where you are on the field positioning-wise, either way, Jordan, they need to come away with points, either by touchdown or field goal. I mean, they can still get the first down if they get to the Sacred Heart. Looks like it's about the 3, maybe 2.5-yard line.
Have 1 timeout remaining, Eagles 2.
1:49 left to go in the ball game. Rosehill Christian looking to get something going and potentially a score. Quarterback design run to the outside. To no avail. Timeout again, Sacred Heart. No more timeouts for the Indians.
So now, like you said, no more timeouts for the Indians, but it's a third and it's still about 3rd and 10. $1:41 left to go here in this game. I mean, personally, I'm kind of a risk taker, Jordan, and I wonder if they're gonna. actually try a bit of a pass play to get at least close to the first down, or if they keep running the ball, I think they need to try to get it to either Benjamin Moore or Davila. I mean, I think they're getting the hang of Peyton now a little bit, like you saw in those first 2 plays on this set of downs. I think you guys got to go with the best play in your playbook, because there's really a lot riding on this 3rd down. Because depending on the spot, they're either going to go for the field goal or they're going to go for on 4th down. Now, it's risky if you want to kick the field goal, obviously. But no matter what, you don't snap it until the final seconds once you're done with this play.
Snap on 3rd and 10. Jukes a man, gets to the 10-yard line. And now it's time to wind down the clock. A gain of officially 2 on the play makes it 4th down and 8. And again, another big question to ask if you are head coach Adrian Adams.
So the clock, if it keeps running, it'll get down to 50 seconds to go. It'll be about a 4th and about 8 or 7. They need to. It looks like they do need to get to. I can't really tell from this point of view. It looks like they do need to get to the 2.5-yard line just about if they want a fresh set of downs and kneel this game out. So they're going to just right now do the right thing, do the obvious thing right now, is let that play clock climb all the way down, take that timeout, and talk things over about what they want to do.
Timeout, Rosehill.
Timeout by Rosehill Christian. They will have 1 more remaining, like you said, just talking things over, seeing what they want to do, and seeing how to best approach this 4th down and 8. Because like you mentioned earlier, a field goal makes it a 7-point contest.
Yes. But there's still a chance that you miss it. And especially at this level, we all know it. Field goal attempts aren't exactly, as much of a higher percentage as you might think.
In order to get the 1st down, they have to get to the 2-yard line. So basically, they have to almost get in the end zone on this play to keep the drive alive.
They have to be going with some good play here, Jordan, because they're going to go for it. Oh, boy, here we go.
4th in the ball game. Fakes the handoff, looking towards the end zone. Quarterback keeper across the 5. He won't make it, I believe.
Nope, he
That'll
didn't
stop
get it.
the clock.
So now, okay, you didn't get it. That's okay. But now the thing is, though, if this was back even further, Jordan, I think they would have punted. But I think it's actually the right decision to try to go for it. Don't risk it with the field goal. Right now, what you did, you got close to the 1st down. You get them started at their own 4. They have to go 96 yards. I mean, at this point, it's
That's
winner.
why it's a good play.
Yeah, it's a winner go home at this point. If you're Sacred Heart, not winner go home. That's for the playoffs. That's what the playoffs saying. But either way, you get what I'm saying. 43 seconds to go 96 yards.
Let's see if they do it. First snap. Do they get down the field? They try. The big thing, they stop the clock.
Good enough for Indians' 1st down.
It's a 1st down for the Indians as they stop the clock with 38 seconds left in the ballgame. A 5-second play.
Yeah, it was Goodrich that was on the carry, the receiver. He does the smart thing. He probably could have gone upfield, but he would have risked getting tackled in bounds and not being able to stop the clock. Now what you do, you go out of bounds, 38 seconds to go. Smart play, but the Eagles really have to be on their assignments and tackle.
Flea flicker play going deep down the field, falling short. Somebody turn around, incomplete, and a pass interference call is going to be made on the defense. Are you kidding? Wow, look at that. It's because the defender didn't turn around.
Yeah, that's all there is. It is what it is. It's the receiver was trying to catch it kind of like a punt. They're going to call that all day, though, and that's going to stop the clock at 29 seconds. That's kind of the bad thing about that play. That took forever to develop. And now 29 seconds left to go. It's a 15-yard penalty. And of course, it's going to be good enough for another set of downs. They still have to march quite a long ways. See, at the 16, this ball will be spotted at the 31. It's okay, though. They still got a long way to go, though, to get to the end zone. Just shake it off. It's okay. It happens. 29 seconds left to go. It's okay. Stay within yourself.
1st and 10 on the Indian 31. Handoff up the gut towards the 50 into Eagle territory. Ball's out on the ground. Rosehill Christian with it. Fumble, recovery, victory for the Eagles in Hallettsville here tonight.
Man, there was 2 Eagles or so that were in on the tackle, and I believe I can't see who recovered it, but whoever recovered it is down on the ground. It looks like it's Gage Jelke that fell on it, recovered it, but he took the brunt of the force, and man, he definitely did, because he's not getting up right now. But that's the ball game, though, Jordan. 18 seconds to go. Indians can't stop the clock. And talk about just putting your body on the line.
Sometimes all it takes is just that one big hit, and you saw how it jarred the ball loose and got the key turnover. Already saw 2 turnovers by Rosehill Christian earlier in the ball game as they tend to the Eagle player. He looks to get up on his own power, though, like you mentioned, Jelke, and he walks over under his own power, throws his fist into the air so they can start celebrating and have a nice drive on back home to Tomball, Texas here tonight.
I just like how Jelke's like, yeah, let's go. And he's dapping up the offense, and all Peyton has to do is just put his knee on the turf, and that will cap this exciting ball game.
After game social, once again, at St. Mary's. Come on out tomorrow night. The social at the KC Hall.
Victory formation for the Eagles. One snap will do it. The knee goes down. And that's your ball game. Final score, Rosehill Christian 22, Sacred Heart 18. The Eagles are now 2-1 in district play, 5-3 on the season. Sacred Heart 5-5 on the year, 1-2 in district play, but a key, gutsy, and gritty win for the Rosehill Christian Eagles here in the middle of the prairie.
Fantastic game. Rosehill Christian got down to 2 scorers, and they needed a lot to go their way, and a lot did go their way. What happened, they stayed disciplined. They didn't commit penalties. They took care of the football when the offense had it, and they capitalized. They saw the weaknesses in Sacred Heart's defense. They kept attacking it. A lot of credit has to go to Matthew Payton, but I know that they gave up some explosive plays, but you got to credit that defense too. Giving up 18 points. They gave up quite a few explosive plays. A lot of those points came off of explosive plays, and they did such a fantastic job of sticking to their assignments. Just credit the ends as well tonight. Bo Smith, you also saw quite a lot of Carson Hargrove. He made a fantastic play on the drive before that touchdown that gave Rosehill Christian the lead. Matthew Payton also stepped up on the defensive end. Devin Gay, the linebackers. And you also had Leo Bahrain that stepped up as well on the outside. Bobby Wilson Jr. I mean, you have a lot of players stepping up. And that's how you know you have a good football. You have a good football team. You have guys you can rely on. There's a lot of guys you can go to. They all executed their assignments as best as they can tonight. It's not going to always be perfect. It's about always stepping up at the right time. And guess what? They all did. And it ends up in a Rosehill Christian Eagles victory tonight. And this win tonight could be the reason, Jordan, that could they make the playoffs or not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they have their prayer in midfield with everybody after the ball game as everybody gets ready to head on home after this one here tonight. Again, final score 22-18, Rosehill Christian over Sacred Heart. As we say so long for the first ever football broadcast here on Houston Sports Live. Plenty more to come.
Of course, man. You know what? Hey, I like it. You know, of course, thank you to Rosehill Christian for making this all possible. And I'm pretty happy that the first time we call a game for them, it's a victory for the Eagles. Gotta love it. Still got a long way to go this season, though, Jordan.
Absolutely. We will be here all regular season long and all postseason long as well for Rosehill Christian. So be sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so yet to the Houston Sports Live YouTube channel. And you head on over to our website at houstonsports.live for any other information as well about games, contests, and more. And our social media pages, which you can also find in the description of this broadcast. Again, final score 22-18, Rosehill Christian over Sacred Heart. Tonight's broadcast here on Houston Sports Live is copyrighted for the private viewing of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any use or descriptions or counts of the game without the express written consent of Houston Sports Live, Rosehill Christian Athletics, or Rosehill Christian Football is strictly prohibited. For everybody on the production, from our broadcast partner and Collin Neill, who was half the production, good job on the camera tonight. Appreciate you with running double duty here.
You know, it was interesting because I forgot at some points, and the audience probably noticed that I forgot at times that I'm also the camera operator. I haven't done something like that in quite some time. But you know what, Jordan? I know you asked me last week, hey, you want to go to Hallettsville, call some Rosehill Christian football with me? I said absolutely. I thought for a second I was doing this on this own because I read it so wrong and it was so last minute. But you know what? I'm glad that I made the drive out here and got the call. Some good football, and of course, good job tonight for Rosehill Christian to get such a big victory against Sacred Heart on the road. And like you said earlier, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a nice bus ride back to Houston.
Absolutely, it will be. They will enjoy that bus ride back to the northwest side of town, will Rosehill Christian. For everybody here at Houston Sports Live, my name is Jordan Sitz saying good evening, good night, and we will see you next time for another edition of Rosehill Christian Football on Houston Sports Live.